What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic day, and what I've got for you guys today is my next episode of my Team career around the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. If you guys like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss when I go live. And if you've missed any of the other My Team episodes, I'll have them linked in the top right hand corner of the screen or in the description below. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the action.
And with all the cars now over the line,
practice 1 and 2 were raining sessions. So practice 2 was really the only one that we got
practice is anything to go by. We're in for an exceptional weekend.
An actual setting of how pacey we were this weekend, and you can see P19 2 tenths slower than my teammate, and just off the pace. As you can see, we completed all the R&D points, so we got a whole bunch of them. So now we're just going through and getting all our bonuses for completing all these parts of the challenges. And I've been thinking for a while that I'm just going to let the durability ones go right down, so when they're pretty much free I'll purchase them, just so I'm not kind of wasting R&D on them just yet. Well, it's not really a waste, but I want to focus on upgrading the car's performance before making the car more reliable. So probably season 2 is when I'll start doing durability upgrades. And as you can see, I gain a little bit of acclaim there. Marcus gains quite a bit, and we gain quite a bit into level 6 as well. So yeah, we have a quick look here. We've got 2 parts on the way already, or we had 2 parts come in, should I say. And now we're going to quickly look and spend these 1500 resource points we have. And I want to focus on maybe something in the chassis department and the aero department. And as you can see, the engine cover I can get on, and it'll make a massive boost. But I also need to get an upgrade on. I was thinking this, but I'm going to wait, just because I want to try and get 2 upgrades on the car at the same time. So I'm thinking I might go for both of the minor front downforces. And as I go to do them, I realise I can only do 1. I need to upgrade my facility more so I can have 2 going at the same time. So I'm having a quick look to see what else I can do. And I'm thinking I might do the engine cover and one of the aero upgrades. Once that comes in, that'll put us quite well in the chassis department. And when that comes in, it'll give us a little bit of an extra boost in the aero department. And as you can see now, we've got 4 upgrades on the way. We've got 2 chassis, a powertrain, and an aero. But without further ado, let's jump straight into qualifying. And here we go, guys. We move on to my first lap of qualifying here. So we're just trying to set a banker lap here. As you can see, we run wide into turn 2, which loses us quite a little bit of time. We want to try and minimise on the mistakes and really just not focus on not hitting the wall. As you can see, a little bit of oversteer there, and another corner we run very wide in. You really can't run wide into any corners, but that one is probably one of the most important corners not to run wide in, because it really disadvantages you going into the next corner as well, because it's, yeah. And as we go through the castle section, almost a minute this lap so far. A minute 40 by Lewis Hamilton, and as you can see here, I'm looking and I realise I forgot to change my engine, my ICE engine component. Almost run into the wall there. That is a very hard corner to get right. if you're too hard on the brakes, too late on the brakes, you can run straight into that wall, and if you take too much curb, the curb will knock you into the wall. But yeah, as you can see, I forgot to change my ICE, so that might be making me lose a little bit of power. And as we open DRS for the end of this straight, and we set a 147.2. And now as we move into, we look in the garage, I'm in P11, I'm last of the runners.
We've had to spend time repairing
I'm
the
about a
damage to the
second
car.
behind Nicholas Latifi, which is my rival at the moment, which is my main focus in qualifying, is just out qualifying him, because as of last episode we put in a sponsor where we have to out qualify our rival. So here we are, we're going on another lap here, and as you can see I'm already a little bit down here, but I should be able to make up some time coming in the second corner, which I do. I'm almost 2/10 up, so I need to gain at least a second to be around where Nicholas Latifi was. And as you can see, still 2/10 up coming through the first sector. A much better corner there. As you can see, gain 2/10 from around that corner, and I'm 4/10 up for the lap so far. And as we move into turn 8 and the castle section, you can see we're 7.5 up, so a much better lap. And as we hit the back straight, if you want to call it a straight, we're coming into another important corner not to lock up, and we actually take that very well, and we gain quite a bit of time there. So now we're 1.3 seconds up coming into the last few corners. I run a bit wide there and lose a little bit of time, not much, but still enough. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens here. We're 1.3 seconds up so far, which will put us above Latifi, and I'm not sure who else it'll put us above. As long as we out qualify Nicholas Latifi, that is my goal at the moment. So that puts me to P17. P17 there. And as we move in, we have a look. Armstrong's in P14 and we're in P18. A 142.3. And we've got Giovinazzi, Latifi, Mazepin and Schumacher behind us. As you can see here, I'm looking at what the difference is between me and my teammate at the moment. So I'm half a tenth quicker than him through the first sector, and then he's quicker in the second and third sectors. But as you can see here, I am 3/10 quicker than Nicholas Latifi, and a second quicker than, or 9/10 quicker than Nikita Mazepin. So now I'm thinking, will that be enough with 2.5 minutes to go in the session to keep me in front of Nicholas Latifi? So I'm thinking about it, because I'm going to change. I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to take a new engine either way after qualifying. So I'm just whether I should try it now or not. Won't really have much time to get back out on track. It'll probably be close to whether I actually finish the lap. So I decide to do the penalty warning, and I put in a whole brand new engine, which means I will definitely be starting from the back of the grid, but hopefully I'll be able to out-qualify Nicholas Latifi. And after qualifying 1, you can see Marcus actually makes it through to Q2, which is amazing. And we actually go down to P19, so Giovinazzi jumps us, but we stay ahead of Nicholas Latifi. So we out-qualify Nicholas Latifi in the rivalry, which gives us an extra point on him. And we gain a little bit of a claim, so does Armstrong, and so does the team. So if we have a good result in the race, we can actually creep up to level 7, 7 in the
Good
driver
afternoon
acclaim.
and
But let's
welcome
jump
to
into the
Baku.
race.
This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of Turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap, so always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Lando Norris and Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz, Tsunoda and Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Stroll, Esteban Ocon and Raikkonen, Armstrong, Russell, Antonio Giovinazzi and Pierre Gasly. They've taken a grid penalty. Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin and Iceman. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Alrighty guys, so as you heard, Pierre Gasly also took a grid penalty. He took one new component, so it would have dropped him 5 places. So now we're having a quick look here to see what would be the better strategy to go with, whether it'll be like a soft medium medium, soft medium hard, a medium hard, or like a soft hard strategy. I think about it for a little bit, and I'm thinking the 1-stop is probably the better way to go than the 2-stop. Just do I want to do like try and do softs to hards, or do I want to go mediums to hards? I was thinking of doing hards to mediums at one point, but I thought if I lose my front wing early, it means I'm guaranteed to have to do a 2-stop. Where if I do softs or mediums at the start and go on to hards, I still might be able to do the 1-stop. Depending on what lap I lose my wing at. So yeah, I use the mediums to hards, and let's jump into the race. Alrighty guys, so 5 red lights, and away we go at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and it is a good start by Max Verstappen, who is going to lead into turn 1, followed by Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton side by side. But it is a great start by Max Verstappen, with Gasly in 4th, Ricciardo in 5th and Norris in 6th. And now we jump on board with me. I'm in last still, haven't really gained or lost any positions at the moment, just trying to make sure I don't lose my front wing in this first lap. And in saying that I lose my front wing, I run straight into the back of Schumacher when I know I should have been taking it a bit easier, which means I will be pitting at the end of this lap.
Check your MFD for
And there's
a new
Jeff
strategy
telling me to
option.
come into the pits to change my front wing.
Okay,
The strategy
copy
they
that.
recommended was a medium hard strategy. I actually changed that, and I'm going to go onto the hards now. I take it a bit easier around there to make sure I don't lose my whole front end. So yeah, I'm going to go onto the hards now, and if there's a late safety car, I might pit for some softs, or I might just stay out on the hards all race. We'll see what happens. And as you can see, Sebastian Vettel is also in the pit lane at the moment, so he must have got some front wing damage as well. So we'll have to go back and have a look at what's happened to him as well, whether he lost it in the same spot, in the same way, or whether he hit the wall. So we'll find out in just a sec. We'll go watch the replay. And as we leave the pits,
Release.
we're released.
Okay,
And
you
I
have to
forgot
stop
to
once
exit my
now.
pit limiter there,
Stop
so
it.
I actually lose quite a bit of time there as well. So now I'm 5 seconds down on Sebastian Vettel already. So yeah, but let's quickly go back and look on board with Sebastian Vettel here and see how he lost his front wing. So it looks like he's going into turn 3 and he's just ran straight into the back of his teammate. So not a good start by Sebastian Vettel. And as we move on to lap 60, guys, you can see we've got Schumacher, Russell and Raikkonen in the pits at the moment. They were about 25 seconds up the road on me, so they've all probably going to come out in front of me, but let's have a quick look. And let's see how far behind I am from them. And I'm about 5 seconds, 6 seconds behind Schumacher. But as you can see, my tyre wear it's okay. I've been on them since lap 1, start of lap 2. I actually lowered the tyre pressure in this race because during practice my tyres were actually overheating quite easily. So yeah, and now as we jump onto lap 12, you can see Nikita Mazepin is in the pits. At this stage I actually didn't know that he was in the pits, and I actually call for the driver in front to
Mazepin's just ahead. Push for the position. They've just entered the pits.
and Jeff actually tells me that he's just in the pits.
The time last lap was a 1 minute 52.6.
So we actually jumped Mazepin in the pits, so Mazepin has done the 2-stop and now he's on hards, and everyone in front of me on medium still has to pit again. I doubt the mediums will make it to the end. So as long as I can stay within the pit window, I can jump them. But the other thing is I'm running low on battery. I've got to try and save battery, but I've also got to try and maintain a lead on Mazepin. And here, guys, as we move on to lap 15, we actually jump on board with Nikita Mazepin, who is flying behind me here. He's about to open DRS, ERS and slipstream. Can he get me on the straight? There, you can see the red light flashing on the back end of my car, meaning I am out or running very low on ERS. I actually have a lock up there, but I managed to stay just in front of him, try use ERS a little bit more there too. And then I get a great exit out of the corner here, but Mazepin has DRS here. Can he get me into the next corner? He might. You can see again my ERS is low, but Mazepin actually, we're side by side. We make a tiny bit of contact, but I managed to keep the position. So I'm just in front of Mazepin still. On lap 16, we've got 10 laps to go. I run a bit wide there. As you can see, my tyres are starting to become very second hand at the moment. But I've got another 10 laps that I want to try and keep on these tyres. I want to try and keep these tyres going to the end. So yeah, we're just going to race and see what happens. We move on to lap 18 here. And again, we're looking at the battle between me and Mazepin. Mazepin is a lot closer this time than what he was last time. Looks like he's going to go down. He dunks back in, try and slipstream. He's going around the outside. Will it work? He's actually overtaken me there, but I actually underbrake. I brake late, and we're side by side going into turn 1. And looks like I'm just going to edge just in front into turn 2. But again, he will have DRS coming up this straight. But it looks like I'm going to be able to keep him behind me for another lap. This is turning into being a very, very, very good battle between me and Mazepin. I wish it wasn't for last position, but yeah, as you can see, we move on to lap 19. I squeeze him a little bit there. But we managed to stay in front of him. But he is catching me at a rapid pace. But I don't think he'll be close enough. He's actually got a lot of overspeed there on me. And he's on the inside of me, and we made contact. Did he lose his front wing? We're going to have to go back and have a look at that to see if he lost the front wing and actually see what happened there. So as we move on to the replay, we see here that he's got a lot of overspeed. He tries to go down the inside of me, and we touch, and he jumps the curb and loses a little bit of time. Doesn't look like he lost any front wing or anything, but yeah, definitely lost a bit of time. And now we jump on board in lap 22 with Nikita Mazepin, who is behind me. This man must be sick of seeing the back end of my car. Is this going to be the lap where he makes his move and manages to get in front of me here? As you can see, I'm low on ERS. Literally using my ERS for the first sector of the lap, and then just not using it for the rest until we get to that back straight, the main straight. And as you can see, Nikita Mazepin actually gets us. So now it's my job just to keep with him and try and not lose DRS zone, because if we lose DRS zone, it's GG's. But as you can see, I was thinking about a move and he actually locks up there. And my tyre, my back, my rears are almost at 50% here. So with 3 laps to go, but now guys, as we move on to lap 24, we've actually got the race leaders finally catching up to us. So we actually let Valtteri Bottas through here. And as you can see, I almost ran straight into the back of Mazepin there. I managed to just avoid him. And now as we go down this main straight, will I be able to re-overtake Nikita Mazepin? And we've got Lewis Hamilton just behind us as well. So we're gonna be getting blue flags to him as well. So I'm just trying my best to DRS slipstream overtake to try and get him. And he actually lets me and Lewis Hamilton through. And as you can see, I let Lewis Hamilton through there. And we come back and we actually tap. So we're actually on the last lap of the race for us now, because we have been lapped. So now the goal is to just keep Mazepin behind me and finish the race in P21. If we can keep up with Lewis Hamilton and maybe get some slipstream or DRS down the main straight, will be amazing. But you can see there my tyres are definitely second hand now after being on them for 24 laps. But as you can see, we've actually lost
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Lewis Hamilton coming into the castle section. So we just got to keep Mazepin behind for the half a lap, and we will finish in P21. And as you can see, we're getting blue flags here now as well. So Mazepin moves over, I move over to let Max Verstappen through. Sounds like Max Verstappen actually hits the wall there as well. As you can see, Mazepin is right behind us. So this is going to be a drag to the line to see who gets P21 in this race. I saved all my overtake for this straight, just activated and just drained my whole battery trying to keep Mazepin behind. And at this stage it looks like we may be able to hold on and get P21 here. And Valtteri Bottas came through for the win, Hamilton second, and Max Verstappen in P3.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And that was a great drive by all three of them. And Pierre Gasly with driver of the day, which is actually well deserved driver of the day.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Well, you've put me in a bit of a tight spot today, but I think I'll go for Pierre Gasly. He kept a cool head under pressure and made the most of some difficult circumstances.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Alrighty guys, so yeah, Pierre Gasly from P18 to P9, so great drive by him. But as you can see here, Antonio Giovinazzi DNF'd on the final lap of the race, which means we actually move up to P20. Couldn't get any footage of it because he actually DNF'd after I crossed the line.
Good day today.
But yeah.
Let's have your take on it. Your teammate beat you today. Was it a setup issue?
So my teammate beat me. Yeah, Marcus just drove a great race. He was able to handle the control
Wasn't the
of the
cleanest
car
race today,
so
was
much
it?
better. Yeah, street circuits are always a little bit hard
Appreciate
to
your time.
keep a little bit cleaner. There's always a chance of you losing your front wing fairly easily. And as you can see here, we lose quite a bit of points to Nicholas Latifi in the rivalry, but we still remain 3 in front of him, which going into 4 races left. I gain a fraction of a claim. Armstrong almost moves to level 6, and as a team we're just off level 7. We should definitely be able to get level 7 next race, and we actually outqualify our rival, so we get our sponsorship goal bonus. 50k damage on my side of the car, but only 1.5 on Armstrong's car, so we actually gain quite a bit of cash there as well, which is amazing. And now as we move in, we're just going to do a couple chuck on, see what's the best here to chuck on for the 2 days we've got before the Canadian Grand Prix starts. And I'm looking at what is the best, so I decided to go for the 2 single day ones. And I also here look to see if I can chuck on any aero upgrades. I want to go for the fabrication one, which means I can do 2 upgrades at the same time. So I'm probably going to do that next episode because I'm just off it, but I really do need to start upgrading my facilities a bit more. But yeah guys, that is going to be the end of the episode. Thank you all so much for chilling. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are new around here and like what you see, feel free to like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out any of the latest videos. I'll leave them pinned in the top and in the description. But I'm out for now, guys. Thank you all for watching. Peace out. Chill for now. Bye.